Hello, I'm Steve. A little about myself. I'm a retired law enforcement officer with 20 years of service. I began my career in the jail, worked the road, and became an investigator. During my career, my training consisted of everything from SWAT to becoming a state certified crime scene technician. I've investigated crimes from thefts to homicides. After retiring and becoming aware of true crime and web sleuths, I started my channel for web sleuths to better understand the perspectives of law enforcement. Not only do we cover true crime, I go out into the field and assist families who have lost loved ones to homicide and their cases are considered cold. Join me as we look and bring attention to these critical cases. Hello, everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Appreciate y'all liking the intro. Chris did this intro for us, and absolutely owe him a lot. He's very creative, intelligent, and absolutely, I love the opening. Tonight, we're going to be looking at, and for everyone that's new to the channel, this is your first time here, basic rules of conduct for everybody in chat. Simple. Just respect families, respect each other, and enjoy your chat and time here, and respect the mods. And after we do the presentation tonight, I have a few slides that we're going to be talking about Richard Allen as we move towards going into the trial period of it, and something very important. I went up to Iowa working a cold case this last week, and on the way back through, I stopped and did some video of the Delphi bridge and walking the trails. And after I do the presentation, I will start the video, and we'll discuss the video as I go through, and you'll see the importance of the time, and it's the actual time it takes to walk the trail from the point that Libby and Abby were dropped off all the way to the bridge. And then you'll see the perspective of being on the bridge on that first platform where Richard Allen was, and we'll discuss that. But as the video plays after the presentation, you'll understand a little bit more about the trail and how isolated it is as you take that walk. And it takes several minutes to walk from those cross on that trail where everything happened from the first or one of the important witnesses that walked that trail after Richard Allen. And it's actually the witness and the importance of her, of what she saw on that trail that day, that I think is going to be absolutely key to the trial. That without this witness and without Richard Allen corroborating what she says, and she, him, and along with the other witnesses that saw him earlier, but this one witness that saw him on the bridge is going to be absolutely important. But anyway, this is just a overview of the trails that day. You have the CPS parking, the old 300, the Freedom Bridge, the trail access points, and the Mirrors Trail access is where I have that you'll see me walking from the Mirrors Trail access all the way down to the bridge and out onto the bridge. And very interesting time I spent there. There were some people there that were walking the trail. Probably, I probably saw 5 people that day while I was doing this video. It took me an hour or two to move around, go from one location to the next to complete the video collection. But I started off here, of course, at the CPS lot, which is where Richard Allen parked his vehicle that day. Then I went over to the Freedom Bridge parking area and took some video there. And then I went on to the trails. But Richard Allen, some of the observations that he made in a interview later on was absolutely critical, and it will be critical. He's painted himself into a corner. He didn't see Klein's, didn't see Logan, didn't see anyone matching Bridge Guy's description. Says he didn't see the witness who spotted him on the first platform. He didn't see the girls as he walked to the bench. Uh, didn't see Derek German. Didn't see flannel shirt guy. Didn't see the muddy and bloody guy, and didn't see abductor or abductions, and didn't speak to Libby and Abby, which is something that is absolutely unbelievable. And as we go into court, he's going to have to explain if he takes the stand. But the prosecution is going to be bringing up these points that if you're on that bridge and that witness sees you on that bridge and you say you're on that bridge at that specific time wearing clothing very similar to what bridge guy is, then of course they're obviously going to be able to jump to the conclusion that yes, you're bridge guy. And is that your voice? And then we have the bullet, unspent round that was cycled through his firearm at the homicide location, and which is absolutely one of those things that would be a nail in the coffin of towards his conviction. And but let's look at this, and as we go, get back on there. I'll hit too many buttons sometimes. But the witness I'm speaking of, in an earlier video, I had them listed out. But this witness 4, she parked on the trails that day. And as she went to get the Mears parking lot area, she said that she saw there's a little old smaller bridge over there near the parking lot, near the bridge, Freedom Bridge headway, or trailhead. And she says that she saw 4 juvenile girls, and then but there was no cars parked there when she was at the Mears Bridge, and that she identified and saw a picture or saw an individual that matched the image that Libby had taken during that video that she made that day, and that she saw no other adults, and that after she turned around and after seeing him standing on that first platform, which was about 50 feet away, that she turned around, and on the way back to her car at Mears parking lot, she met Libby and Abby, or 2 girls who she assumed is Libby and Abby, and that she left at 2:14. All the times are there. Everything appears that absolutely corroborates her statements. So she's going to be absolutely critical in the trial. And like I said, it's going to be so hard to overcome. And let's see, that's then you have Richard Allen, who says that back in 2017, when he first contacted, and his attorney says that he contacted the law enforcement and set up an interview and spoke to what we are referred to as conservation officer, and that he was on the trails at a certain time period between 1:30 and 3:30 that day, which we know that is the time that Libby and Abby were last seen on that trail, and that he parked at the old farm building, which turns out to be the CPS building, and that he corroborates what the 3 witnesses who met him near the Freedom Bridge about. He saw those 3 females, and described one of them, didn't speak to him, and he walked from the Freedom Bridge to the High Bridge, and he did not see anybody else. And he says that there were vehicles parked at the High Bridge trailhead, and that he never took any pictures or videos. Then later on, he was interviewed in 2022, and once again, he said everything he said before, he says, and also this time he says that he's wearing the blue jeans, a blue or black Carhartt jacket. He may have been wearing some type of head, and he owns firearms, and they are at home, which all of this is going to paint him into a corner. So with that, we will remove this, and we'll add to the stream this video. Let's see here. Yeah. I took this video, like I said, it's here originally from the point of where the crossroads are. And you'll see this is looking back towards the Freedom Bridge. This path here is towards the Mears parking lot area. And there's a little memorial here where the trail starts. And once you get on this trail, you just continuously walk down here to the bridge. And once you're on this bridge, it takes, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 minutes to get there. And I've got another video. I'll pull it in here in a minute of some raw footage. And we'll play each of those as we go through from the start of areas. But as you go out on this bridge, they did a absolutely brilliant job of what they've done here, as far as allowing, are they preparing for the trial and for the jury to come out here on this bridge? It appears so. This here is the location where the first platform would have been, and where the that witness who walked that trail would have been able to see him. And I was out there, and it's absolutely gorgeous day, as you can see. And then I went on out, and we'll come back, and you'll be able to look down at what Richard Allen stated was the location of that he was looking for fish. And you'll see that I've got some footage of that where you're looking out into the water. You can see here the water is heavily stained, but I have a better picture here in just a few minutes. And of what the water visual, that there's no clarity. You're not going to see any fish in this water, especially after. But I don't know if it's the exact same conditions. I'm there about 2 weeks after when they were there on Valentine's of 2017, and I was there. Let's see, it was probably the March the 1st or the 2nd when I was out there on that bridge. And but like I said, after this, as we discuss, and I go into chat, and I'll bring in some more video of some just raw footage of where you can see some of the work I did of looking at the different areas along the from the CPS parking lot. I did a drive-by, and I sent Chris a video of all that, and I think probably be showing that on his show tonight. I'm going to be joining him. But this location here is going to be about where Libby took a picture of Abby. And then as you go back and approach that first platform, and then of course they gated it off on the end. Now, I guess you could climb that fence and jump over it and get on the old bridge if you wanted to, and they may do that at some point, but this is where they have it finished now. But right here is where you'll be able to see where Richard Allen says that he was standing, and he didn't see the witness that saw him at this first platform, but he says he was standing here looking off in the water and looking down and looking at the fish. And this is what it looks like on this day. I don't see any fish, and it was extremely muddy. Doesn't mean it was muddy at his time period, but it was muddy this day. And it's like I said, it was some time spent that I thought was necessary to get everybody on the same page as we approach this. All right. So let me go into chat and get caught up with chat right quick, see who all is here. And then I'll load up some of this raw footage for y'all to look at here in just a second. Skittles, good to see you here. Skittle Fountain. Let's see here. See if I can get this here machine to work. There we go. Let's see. I've got Grace here. Good to see you. Honeybee. Good. Jocelyn, CJK. Madison Stevens here. Honeybee. Who's good to see you. Pigeon Mac. Thank you on the intro. Yvette, good to see you. Lane, appreciate you being here. And let's see, we got Grace here. Lily, Lily. Um, I could be blurry. I have went into. Um, we're trying to get all our computer stuff up, and I hope that we've got everything corrected. But if we are blurry, just let us know. Um, Southern Gal, True Crime. I hope your channel's doing well. I've been so busy this week. I hadn't been over to come check out your channel, and I'll be in there checking on some of your video stuff soon. Jennifer Rochelle's here. Appreciate you being here. And let's see who else we got in here. Miranda Lee. Good to be here. Get called up here as we move along. Oh, somebody must have donated something I don't know about yet, and I've missed something. Um, if I miss anything that's been donated, anyone join or anything, let me know what it is, because I don't have all the access that some of this stuff happens. It might be a new membership or something. And Fuza is absolutely correct. He's going to have some explaining to do about the video of that was made by Libby and Abby. Absolutely. And let's see here. Bible group. Good to see you from the Mexican border in southern Alabama. 51 degrees here. Happy to be chatting with you. Glad you're here. And we have Miranda Lee here. Esther. And let's see who else we have here. Paula Daniels, Amy, good to see you. And sometimes, like I said, trying to get back into the habit and trying to figure out all this stuff, and things change every time. Thought Criminal, T.S. Jackson. We're slowly but surely trying to figure out everything. Sweet Caroline, good to see you. Black Rose. And so let's get over here. Almost got caught up, and then I'm going to go over, like I said, and load in some of my raw footage here and show you, and we'll discuss it as is it coffee time yet? Bible group, Dwayne's Prospecting Adventures. Dwayne, I sent you a text, and you've got my phone number now. Hello, Jeff. Good to see you. We're all doing good. Miranda Lee, hello. Susan Purdy. Thank you for a look at the new bridge and all your hard work. Yeah, I thought it looks like they're prepping it for a trial, and they, getting it ready so that when this court case goes forward, that you'll be able to get there if they do visit it with a jury, and also for whatever investigative purposes that they can get out there for. Tim Fleming, hello, good to see you. All right. New members. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Single Mama 4 donated 5 membership. Thank you. Like I said, I'm in the StreamYard, and StreamYard doesn't show everything that YouTube does. And thank you, Single Mama 4. Appreciate that. Means a lot to us, because that allows us to make these trips and work these cold cases. And like I said, I went out and met with Drew, and I have some video that's coming out on that also. I showed a partial, very haunting part of the video of where Lyric and Elizabeth were found at Seven Bridges down there. And like I said, it's extremely isolated. And as I was speaking earlier on my members only show earlier tonight, and when Mrs. Steve and I first visited Delphi, I think it was like the fourth or fifth place that we went to when we finally actually found the Freedom Bridge trailhead. The other places, when you go into Moonon High Bridge, it takes you all over town, and so you're not always going to go exactly where. And it was not easy to find. Just like I've said, it wouldn't be easy to find, and you wouldn't be an outsider. Well, I bring up that point to explain that when I went to the Evansdale homicides and looking at where Lyric and Elizabeth were found, it's 10 times harder to find 7 bridges, that location where they were recovered at. Extremely isolated. I actually had to, due to the winter conditions, I had to park a car and walk in down this lonely road and off into the woods for about a mile, just to get to that location. And and absolutely, like I said, it's 10 times harder to find 7 bridges than it is to find the Moonon High Bridge, and which is key. And I got to talk to some witnesses there. But anyway, just for a second here, let me go over here and get some of this footage, and I'll bring it over here as soon as I find wherever I did with it. And what did I do with it? It's here somewhere. Just a second. And here it is. Let me pull that out. And let's see here. We'll get that out. That. And get that out. And yeah, I got a bunch of raw footage here for you. And we'll be looking at them. I'll load up a few of them. I have to unload them, load them up, because it's, like I said, it's probably close to a hours footage of everything. And we probably won't be able to look at all of it right now, but we will look at some of it. All right. Let me go in here, and we'll take remove, and let me go in here and get this video file, and y'all get and see me work with some some of my magic. But here's the takeoff of the drone when I was parking at where the CPS is currently. Building located. They've done away with the CPS building, and whenever you're there, of course, it's just a piece of concrete. And as you do I went up probably 50 to 100 feet and just did a 360. And then I wanted to, there's a finished product of this. And this, I parked in a position that you'll see here in a moment that not knowing it, like the witnesses took, I backed into a location that would hide my tag, similar to what the witnesses and that were there that day as they drove by on the old 300 road here, as where you see that vehicle, of what that vehicle positioning would have been, and as they would have come by. And just to give you a perspective of what they possibly would have seen that day. But like I said, it's very lonely. And this over here, like I said, is where the old child protection service building was. And then we'll get over here and get on the road where you can see the location and see where the car is. And I'll get fast forward to it for a second. I'm about to go up here and I'm going to turn the drone around and show you that what the view would have been of the fourth witness as they would have come back down the road and drove past the uh, protective or the child protective service building, and um, and give you a perspective of what that would have looked like. Now, this would have been the direction that Richard Allen would have walked from his car up to the Freedom Bridge, is on that little trail that you just saw there. But this is coming back. If you are heading back from where the Myers parking lot is, and as you come along the road, um, this is pretty well you're not going to see a lot. Um, but I do have some video that in a moment I'll show you of where Richard Allen, after he would have walked up this little area that's over here on the left side of your screen, and how he would have went through a gated area and gained access to the Freedom Bridge trailhead. But this is all you would see as you came down the road. You'd see a car parked over there, and you wouldn't be able to see the tags. You wouldn't be able to see anything, and other than something setting like that over to the side. And so there's not a lot of information there that other than you see a vehicle there. All right. We'll remove that. And I'll go get us another video. We got plenty of videos to look at tonight if y'all want to look at, and as y'all want to discuss. And I'll go in here and see what's going on in comments. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, we'll do this one too. This video is from the other side. This is where the parking lot is over next to the Freedom Bridge. This is where Randy Gravett and everybody parks, and that you would walk over the Hoosier Highway from this location and the walkway of the trails. This location, let's see here. Let me pull it back just a little bit. Right on that road that you see coming there, and then there's a bridge that goes over this road. This is where that lady says she saw the 4 young girls crossing that bridge, and this would have been the area where that witness driving under the bridge would have saw those. And just so you would have an understanding of where she was driving as she went under that bridge, and we went around and we went up 0300 to the Myers parking lot. All right, so we'll remove that one and remove from studio, and I'll go get us another video. I'm getting a workout on videos tonight, guys. Let's see here. All right. Now this video here starts from the area of at the trailhead of that after you cross the Hoosier highways and was overhead. But this pathway you see here, I'm going out to show you. This is the direction that Richard Allen would have come in from. I'll go out here to the road and give you a perspective of it, and then I'll turn the drone around and we'll come back down this walkway. And so this is what Richard Allen would walk down that day. And let me go up here. Let's see here. I'm going to try to get in here and see what I've missed. And if I'm missing anything, guys, just let me know. And I'm sure I'm missing a lot. Yes, Dwayne's Prospecting Adventures. Now, this is the gated area of where Richard Allen would have had to come through. I don't know if the gates were up in 2017, but that's what it looks like now. And if you go up here to the 0300, the 0300 road, Mears parking lot is to the right of the screen, The CPS building is to the left down the pathway. I'll go out here and do a 360, and you'll be able to see and what's going on here. But like I said, that's the going towards the Mears Pond area. And like I said, you look around, and that area is where the CPS building is down there, a couple hundred yards away. And then this is what when Richard Allen got to this corner and gained access to the Freedom Bridge that you see there. He would have took this path, and um, just moments before getting onto the trailhead and walking the trails, meeting the three girls that he met, would just been at the end of this video. Let me see what's going on over here in the chat while I go through it while y'all are watching this. But like I said, it's just something that um, Charlene Bound and Lafayette. Yes, that's where I spent the night. And as Lafayette had went over to the was it one of the steakhouses and met Randy and had a supper with Randy. All right. Let's see here. Just going through chat as y'all watching this, as he would have approached. And like I said, I don't know how well it was back then. I don't think the everything was as well maintained as kept then as it is now. Jordan, hey, good to see you, Jordan. Also, while I was up there, I met Jordan. We've got a show that we're going to be doing together in the near future. But as you can look around, been a lot of work done there at the trailhead and the Freedom Bridge. Mrs. Steve hates coming across. Stop it here for a second. But Mrs. Steve hates coming across that bridge. She almost broke my hand as we walked across that bridge. She does not like driving across bridges, and she most certainly did not like walking across that bridge. And so it was something for her. And then when I got to the old Moonon High bridge, she did not like me being out on it at all. Oh, man, this is funny right here. I bet many of the younger generation, he's talking about the phone, the touch tone phone. And yeah, the old communications and the old dial up that used to be for this weird, wonderful thing that was when the internet first came on, and the old tones is absolutely amazing. But let me go catch up with chat right there. Grace, I'm glad you're here tonight. I'm absolutely glad you were able to make it. Stephanie, it's good to see you. And I'm sure I missed a lot of people that's jumped in on here tonight and I haven't seen yet. Um, and but and we'll get in here. And like I said, this is Jocelyn. Yes, this footage here is just raw footage that I took, and I have a little bit more refined that I sent to Chris that he'll be showing on his show tonight. And thank you, Connie Cat. I appreciate it. Yes, Fuza, I appreciate. Did Fuza donate some memberships also? Thank you. like I said, I can't keep up with everything that's going on. Sometimes. Oh man, yes, I do appreciate it for the fact that um, everything that when Mrs. Steve is here, the show, and she can go in and she watches and she gets communications, and everybody tells her about the donations. And I know that I'm not as uh, ad- adept at keeping up with everything that she is, but without the support of this community, I wouldn't be able to do this. Wouldn't be able to go up there and work with Drew. And in a few weeks, we're going out to Texas and work on a cold case there and see if we can't find Amber, who is a 2-year old that's been missing for 40 years. Yeah, it was Longhorn, I believe. It was a pizza, Pisen. I think it was. Let's see here. Single mom of four. You're normally asleep by now. uh, Black Rose, thank you for your support. You got the blue light. I found that one, and I'm sure I've missed several phone cords that you tripped over. And oh, Miranda Lee, also thank you for your support. Couldn't do it without y'all. Absolutely humbling for us, and we appreciate everything. All right, so let me get rid of this one and let me go load in another video. I got plenty of videos, guys. Um, uh, and now we're going to be getting into the trailhead, and like I said, this is the raw footage part of it. Um, nope, I got one before that. Let me go get it. Um, I want to try to keep them in sequence. Yeah, here we go. Yes. All right. Um, go in here and find. But like I said, this is a raw footage. It hasn't been edited or clipped or out or anything, and um, it's a little bit more jumpy and things. But this is where the trails of when Derek German got there that day of decisions to make of which direction to go. He parked there at the Myers parking lot to the right down this trail right behind this sign, and would have took him one direction, and which he did take. If he took the trail straight along the paved area, that would have took him out to the bridge. And would he have seen Richard Allen? I don't know. We don't know exactly how Richard Allen came up through the wood line. It is, and would he have seen him coming alongside the road? Because in this area here, you can see the road just to your left when you're on the trail and when you start walking this direction. And I walked this in a normal gait, didn't walk fast, as you can see. It's just a normal step pattern of getting from point A to point B. But and it's you know the foliage would be the same. There's no leaves um, during the February, which I was there, like I said, March the 1st. Yes, Dwayne, on the prospecting. Yes, 2 years. Been missing 40 years. We're going to go out and see if we can find a clandestine grave. And Carolyn Strafe, what's going on with that Stevenson case possibly being linked to the Delphi stuff? Um, It's, of course, all crime scenes, and as I was speaking earlier, all crime scenes tell a story, and um, and they're put out there, and you have to look at each crime scene individually. And there may be similar terminology used in crime scenes that are absolutely, totally um, not related. And I believe that's going to be the case with a Stevenson. That, of course, we have edged weapons, knives, blunt force injury, staging, um, and maybe some of the non secular issues that will be talked about on both crime scenes. But there are thousands of homicides, and of those homicides, some of them will have similar characteristics, and are similar terminology used. Doesn't mean that they're related. And so we just have to keep that in our mind that yes, there may be a partial DNA for both crime scenes, but that DNA may not match. Um, Staging and posing could have occurred at both crime scenes. It's just not linked, and it's not part of. All crime scenes tell a story, but those crime scenes sometimes have additional chapters introduced into them by the offender. And those additional chapters can be anything from their signatures to certain methods of and mannerisms of how they acted at the crime scene. And when you're looking at that information, that's what law enforcement looks to try to determine, are these crime scenes linked? The victims' ages are absolutely different. Um, one's at home, one's in this isolated area. Um, and, there's a lot of differences in these. So right now, I don't see a lot that would link them together. Then restart, and we go with the next video. Whenever you're flying a drone, um, the drone only operates the camera system up to a certain point, and once the data is filled, it stops, and so you have to go to the next raw footage, and then that's what this was about. And so you'll see whenever the drone footage stops, I have to go and load in another one, and that's what I had to do. Um, um, uh, just then when it stopped. And I'll go get another video file while that's loading, and while it's playing, and we'll try to keep this um, going. But now you're starting to see the bridge down here on the horizon here, and at the very end. And it's still I'm probably about 100 yards from it currently. And when I got here, the worst thing in the world could happen to me on my drone. I'd been out there walking this trail, and it's quite a walk from the trailhead to get to this location. And when I got to this location here at the end, my SD card filled up, and it wouldn't take any more video. And so I had to go back to the had to stop it, had to go all the way back to the car just for this final bit of information. And so that added about almost another 30 or 40 minutes by the time I made that round trip. So I got plenty of exercise when I was doing this. And of course, like I said, we looked at this video, and you could see um, uh, I started off with the end video first. And somewhere towards the end of this video, I'll play that again. But that's pretty much the way that the path travels out whenever you come and you look at that walk down that long, isolated walkway. Now, back in 2017, it wasn't paved, it wasn't cleared, it was very brushy, narrow path. It's nothing like this. And so the navigating and walking it will probably been a little bit different than what I've showed tonight. All right. Let me go over here and see what's happening in chat. Let's see here. Josh the Posh is here somewhere. So I just saw his name. Good to see you. Glad you're here tonight. Let's see. Trying to keep up. This is pretty much the way it looked on February 14th. Yes, as far as the foliage, all the leaves being gone, beautiful sunny day from what I understood from Ives' description of the scene, that it was warm for that time of year, and it was very warm. And I think this was March the 1st is when I took these videos, and it was extremely warm that day. Um, and I was in a sweatshirt and a long shirt, and I was sweating. Uh, and but but most of that was due to that. Um, I brought extra batteries. I brought everything for my videos other than an extra SD card that I left in the vehicle. So I had to go all the way back down to the Freedom Bridge, get the SD card, and then come back. Just one of those things that happens. Grace says, "What is the name of the person in Texas?" It's Amber Crum. She was 2 years old. Her father, Larry Crum, contacted me last year to work the cold case, and so I've been uh, looking at and trying to figure out the a plan of action of and possibilities of what locations that we need to search, and we have that, and we're going to be going out that to that location. Hopefully, we're supposed to be there next week, but there was a conflict with the property owners, and they wanted to do it in April, so we're putting it off until April, and hopefully in April we'll get there. I have no reason not to believe not. It's just one of those things. Charlene Bound, $10. Thank you. Appreciate your support. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see what else is going on in chat here, guys. Been here almost an hour already. That went quick. Appreciate y'all being here. uh, Susan Purdy, this is a great question that has gives me a headache to think about. Am I back now, guys? Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, it's for whatever reason, I don't know why that happens. Can y'all hear me? Give me a one if you can hear me. Um, let's see here. Sometimes it does that as far as the buffering stuff, and I don't know. I live back here. I live so far back in the woods, I have to walk towards town to hunt. Um, all right. Okay. So y'all can hear me and everything. Is that good? Yes. Thank you. All right. Let me get back up in the chat and see what we missed. Ah, me. Let's see here. All right. So, if anyone, um, if I missed anything about, and because when I reloaded, it didn't pull up everything. So I may miss something that was said or something. So if you, while I was off the air there for a minute, if there's anything y'all need to ask me, let me know. All right. Honeybee. Yeah, those extra SD cards, absolutely. I don't know why just I mean, um, I don't know why you don't put one in your pocket. Still learning. Um, it's, Amber Crum, CRUM. There's no P on it. It's Amber Crum. If you look up Dallas Fort Worth 1983, Amber Crum, you'll find her case. Um, yeah, you lost me for a few minutes, but I came back in, and things happen on this here Google machine. Yes, I watched that also on the docu series about the Texas killing field. I didn't know that the Texas EcoSearch Foundation was based upon uh, the victimization of his child. So sad. Why you believe you might find at that location? It's just never been searched, and we have to search it, and it's um, just one of the possibilities. Um, and there was some recovery of some bedding found in the backyard that was from that time period. That was turned over to the FBI in I think he said in the 90s. And this is the current homeowner, which was 10 or 12 years later that they found a part of a quilt that was buried in the backyard that was a child's quilt. And so we have to go back and check. It fit the timeline and the investigators, but they never heard anything else back from them. So we're going to go check that area of among that's one area. Uh, and then we also have another location we're going to be looking at. All right. Yeah, you just have to wait whenever my internet decides to do whatever it does here at the morning watch. Um, Susan broke the internet, and it was funny too. Man, I missed it. I don't know what it was. Hey, Triple S showed up. It's frozen. Yes, I got froze. Guys, I said the magic word, but he's still not back. What was the movie where you say the name three times and they pop back in? Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Oh, QS, Mr. Steve is king. No, I, I, um, I took a lot of training in my career that has gotten me to this position in life, and I hope I'm able to share what the government trained me and how what, uh, and I can share all that information, and hopefully it changes people's views of how to look at some crime scenes and how to protect a crime scene if you ever come across one, because you only get one chance at some of the that information, and if you destroy it, then of course it's gone forever. Weather here in Georgia is absolutely perfect. I have no idea other than our whatever our internet service is a bummer. Oh, honeybee, I hate that you had to leave tonight. I'm going to go get you some sleep. Josh Posh, I'm going to do some interpretive dancing for reception. Oh, y'all are wild. So funny, so funny. Commercial break, absolutely. Hey, Cynthia Gaines, good to see you. Fuzzy B, Matt, some new people here I missed earlier. All right. I missed whatever the magic word was, but I'm glad that we made it back. And evidently, it was due to my loading up some of those videos, probably overloaded my system. Jennifer, I hate when everyone types a one after a one. Always that drives me crazy. That's so funny. Oh man. Oh yes, we didn't hear the tentacles question, Steve. The tentacle was about what does it mean as far as Carter, and like I said, that's one of the things that drives me absolutely crazy. Um, that is almost as bad as the sketches. Um, uh, put the two together, throw them away, and you have the bridge guy. Um, but the tentacles, when you line that up with what the prosecutor said, that there's other actors, what does that mean? Well, you know, the jury pool, if that will be something that they will have to address when Richard Allen goes to court. They're going to have to sort through, sift through, and make sure that out of the jury pool, that the people do not have any idea that that was ever said. For the fact that if they have any idea that's ever said, that will taint the jury pool or a member of a jury that says, "Well, I know about Carter saying tentacles, and I know about the prosecutor saying other actors, and now y'all are just saying it's Richard Allen. And where is who is these others?" And of course, they wouldn't bring anybody into the jury pool that knows about or any information that's draw conclusions that the Kleins are involved or Logan's involved, and that would mix that up and have reached a conclusion that there has to be more than just Richard Allen. Um, who will the jurors be, and how much knowledge will they have of the case? It has to be extremely limited so it doesn't jeopardize someone being able to go in there and just looking at the evidence that's presented during the trial and drawing to that conclusion, innocent or guilt. And that, you know, speaking about tentacles and other actors is something that um, something that you absolutely um, hate that was ever said. Pigeon Mac, you appreciate that I live so far, I have to walk towards town to hunt? Yes, I'm out here, man. So I've got the tentacles answered. Oh no, don't wake Mrs. Steve. You are absolutely correct. There's no need to poke the bear. There's no need. Y'all know her well. She's kind and gentle, sitting over here, but oh man, you get her in a corner. Oh, we got some new equipment. The equipment is going to be new too. Geophysics, absolutely. Oh yeah, my. I don't know what kind of shirt this is. Uh, um, Mrs. Steve and her dressing of me. Dwayne's prospect adventure was the mom's boyfriend ever a suspect? He was actually put on trial um, during the. I think it was in 1984 that he went to trial. The mother changed her story. She went from the story um, that Amber was lifeless, eyes fixed, and basically described a child that was dead, and that the boyfriend was doing things that was um, unnatural for him to do the next day, washing bed clothing and things of that. And then, of course, he goes to town and declares that Amber has been abducted from his vehicle. And but when she told law enforcement and described the condition of Amber the night before, they took that, got and it went to court, and she changed her story on the stand, and they threw the charges out against the boyfriend, and that's what's brought us to this day. Yes, of course, um, they threw the case out, the charges out against the boyfriend, um, and which is uh, more than likely is what exactly what happened. Yes, say Beetlejuice 3 times and I come back. Bloody Mary, Lane Seawright, Kristen Robinson. Glad that you got here. Appreciate you. Um, Steve, are you and Chris actually going to dig for the remains of the missing? We're going to go out, and if we find any, whatever evidence that we find on anyone, once we discover anything that might lead to a gravesite or other, of course, we'll contact 911 and let them do the dig and recover whatever evidence. We'll use whatever resources we have to use, from cadaver dogs, whatever. There's all different types of resources out there. My foundation, as we move forward with it, and as the funding grows in the foundation, and whatever that budget is, that's what we have to work on. Of course, we have people that support this channel, that gift through the memberships and gifts through donations. And you can also go to truecrimeweb.com, and there's a 501 uh, foundation there that's tax deductible, that you can, if you want that tax break, that you can donate there. And so absolutely, there's a lot of way that you can support, and it's going to take that. There's nothing um, that when you travel and you're doing this stuff. I wish I was independently wealthy and able to do it, but not. And so, but, and I never knew that when I started this channel, that that door would open, that people would contact me and ask for my assistance. And since they've asked for it, of course, I'll do everything in my power to use whatever skill sets I have. And Chris also is stepping up, and he wants to go out and help. And between our two channels, hopefully we'll be able to fund a lot of these searches. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to combine as much as we can, create content, and through that content and through the advertisements and of letting people know what we're doing, that we're going to go out and try to have an impact on these cold cases and these families. But yes, yes, they jumping the gun, demolishing the King Road on Coburger. Yes, that is an issue that I wish they would wait until a certain point. So basically, don't look at the sketches at all. Yes, you, you're well ahead of the game if you never looked at those sketches. Mark, good to see you. Good to see you again. A cold case in Kokomo got solved and arrests were made in the case of Destiny. I talked to Purdue, and the next time I'm in Kokomo, I will stop. Um, Mark and I have a history of, I think we were supposed to meet for coffee a lot 4 times. And I was up there, I believe, on my first trip to Delphi, and I was working several and working another additional code case for a family processing a crime scene that was, um, I believe it was in Tipton, and so everything kept happening, and I never got to meet up with Mark, but I look forward to meeting up with him. Yeah. So when is a trial for Richard Allen? When will it be televised? They're in pretrial hearings, and they'll have those all the way up to trial. And will it go to trial? There's a possibility it might not. I mean, he's got to overcome some serious. How can he explain the science of that bullet being located there, and the video and whatever type of voice analysis they may be able to do? Mr. Steve, True Crime. Well, I really like your creative background scene with the web, blue light, and various weapons and props. Really clever. Thank you. Um, um, Everything back there works. From the, I don't know. I need to hook up the touch tone phone and see if it works, but the vest still works. And some of the flashlights, I know they work. And the asp that's over here, that expandable baton, I know it works. And of course, the firearms that are back there. Got a night scope. I guess I need at some point go through everything that's back there. But thank you. Let's see here. Miranda Lee tie dye. Yeah, it is kind of a bluish tie dye. Yeah, looks like a disco dancing shirt. John Travolta era. Dwayne, that leads to more questions I'm curious about. We'll talk about later. Sure. Just give me a call. No, the charges that were made have since been dropped. Um, what is the best way to donate True Crime Web? What is the best way you can keep the most money? The most money will be kept through the foundation that is the 501c that if you go to True Crime Web, if you donate through it, you get the tax break, and I don't have to pay taxes on it. And through that foundation, there's that donate that when you donate it, it has the minimum amount of charges. I think I only lose like 2 point something percent for the fees. All the other stuff on YouTube, whenever you donate through YouTube, um, um, you know, YouTube takes almost basically by the time they take their cut, it's about 30 to 40%. And so, which is, they do allow a platform to grow, and you're out there, and it's absolutely valuable. So I can't, they're doing a business. I understand it. But probably the best way would be the foundation. And the foundation allows that there's oversight on it. I have to file reportings and everything and make sure everything is all the I's dotted and T's crossed. So that's probably the best way of us being able to use the most money for the cold cases. Yes, and PayPal also. We have a PayPal link that you can absolutely also. Um, it takes less also, but yeah, PayPal or the foundation, whichever one. Just depends if you want the tax benefits. Let's see here. I'll be rooting for you, Mr. Day. I have a deep dislike for people that hurt children. I am on that same bus with you. Do you know if there's any DNA at Delphi? Well, they have always claimed there's a partial DNA profile that has limited markers. Um, but does that mean it would be limited forever? Don't know. Advances in science may answer that because it takes less and less DNA all the time as they make, you know, advances in the technologies and the processes. These scientists are absolutely unbelievable. Jennifer's got to go. I hate that, Jennifer. Glad you were here tonight. Can't do this without you. Let's see here. From now on, I'll donate to the foundation then? Sure. Appreciate it. That's fine. And like I said, everybody that supports this channel anyway, just from, the memberships to super chats, all of it is appreciated, and we couldn't do it without you. And but like I said, the foundation has the strongest or the most money that will benefit not only you but benefits uh, and ensures that we get the most money and don't have to pay taxes on it either. Um, because even on the PayPal, doing the tax thing, we had to pay taxes on that. All right. But anyway, yeah. Hope y'all have enjoyed the show tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the chat. I appreciate y'all being here. I hate that the internet gave me that little flub there for a minute, and I look forward to. Let's see, tonight is Wednesday. Um, um, no, tonight it isn't Wednesday. It's Sunday. we'll have the next morning watch on Wednesday, um, and then but our next show will be Tuesday night. I will be on Chris's show tonight, which is Monday night show, and I don't know what time Chris is going to have that, um, and but I'm sure he'll send me something in a few minutes or a few hours. Let me know what time we'll be on tonight. He discussed some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, such as the Delphi, and then also with Dylan, some of the information that's come out about Dylan. Um, and that's such a sad case out there, that, you know, you have an individual in jail that knows where the victim is and they won't tell. Absolutely, um, heartbreaking. And I've been there talking to people and trying to figure out, work with us guys. Um, you know, we need your help in, bringing closure to the family. And a lot of times that they will, but you have to load their boat up sometimes to get them to do that. But anyway, I appreciate everybody being here tonight. And I'll see you tonight on Chris's show. And then we'll be Tuesday, and then we'll be Wednesday with members um, only for the Wednesday night part, and then the Wednesday midnight, Thursday morning, morning watch. So y'all be careful out there and see y'all soon. Thank y'all.